Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at kqal.org. Rolling. Legend has it that this story that we're about to dive into was started 10 long years ago with a 3-act bill, some sharpied band sketches on a 2-color flyer, and a name at a place with no name. What? And legend also has it that any genre was and still is fair game. Nothing is out of the question. And if you've ever been to a Radderdaze show at No Name Bar here in Winona, then you know what we're talking about here tonight. Next weekend on Friday and Saturday, February 28th and March 1st, Radderdaze celebrates 10 years of better than bad rad shows. Over the course of 2 days, there will be 10 bands to commemorate the 10 years that Radderdaze has been part of our music scene here in Winona. All 10 of these bands have played Radderdaze in the past. That way, we know that they are true Radderdaze material and are definitely better than bad. So here at KQAL, we thought that we could get in on the fun too, by bringing you some tunes from the artists playing the 10-year Raddiversary. Artists like Fernando Mendoza and Georgie, Super Marcato Brothers, Beet Root Stew, Count Spookula, and the Ultrasounds. And heck, who knows, some of them might even join us here tonight to talk about Radderdaze a little. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and without further ado, or doo-doo, join us as Todd Hansen and I take a look back at Radderdaze past and a look ahead to, well, next weekend for the 10-year Raddiversary of Radderdaze, tonight on The Sound. All right, tonight I am here with Todd Hansen. How you doing, Todd?
You know, I can't complain.
Excellent, excellent. I always say that too, and I think, I could complain, but no one's going to care, you know? So, at least if I complain, no one's going to care, so.
But I would, you know, so, I mean.
Oh, well, thanks. But you're here for a reason. It's the 10-year anniversary of Radderdaze, which happens down at No Name Bar. And I love this, calling it the Raddiversary. So Radderdaze, 10 years. So let's see, that takes us back to what, 2015?
Yeah.
How did it start? And, you know.
And so, I know off air we were talking about this with the technicality of, I'll tell you, the first show, it was in September, and it's always the first Saturday of the month. I mean, not for this, it's 2 nights this time, but usually it's just the one.
Right.
And so, you know, technically we're jumping the gun on the actual anniversary.
Oh, sure, sure.
And for those that are, you know, technical, you know, left brain people like that's not going to fly. So,
right.
I mean, but I mean, we just had to do it when, you know, like this is, you know, you got to plan around other stuff. So,
yeah.
But, you know, and we'll see how this goes. Like if we can make it to the actual 10-year. You know.
Oh,
like,
sure.
So
yeah. Well, I don't see why not. But
I mean,
but you never know.
Exactly, you never know.
Meteorite, the comets. There's all kinds of things that could happen, right?
Yeah, it seems like it seems like there's plenty of things happening. So who knows? Yeah, who knows?
You don't know what's going to happen.
Who knows what
happens? But this year it's been 10 years. You know, so
it has been 10 years,
and you've got 10 bands to go along with that. Dude, I am that slow. It just clicked in my head. 10 bands, 10 years. I'm like, oh wow, cool. Wow. What else? What are other hidden Easter eggs in this setup here?
So, yeah, other than the 10 bands, because I thought it might just to be cute, you know, because Radderdaze is always a little left of center. So the Raddiversary should be, that's like, let's do like 11 bands, you know, because,
nice.
You know.
To take it up a notch,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, turn it up to 11.
Right.
But, no, you know, and then I was going to try and do 10 in one day because that has never been done at No Name Bar, you know, and so.
That'd be a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But then, you know, Brian and Cynthia there, you know, the owners, they were saying there's a reason that's never been done. You know, it's like, so I was like, all right.
Hint, hint, right?
So, yeah, we decided to make it a 2-day thing. But then, the other Easter eggs, there will be a 4-player Super Nintendo NBA Jam. It's not a tournament. Cool. It's just on free play. You can come up and we're gonna have an old tube TV in there, just like back in the day. Nice. And that was because there was a show, a Radderdaze one time that one of the bands that's playing, they're playing on the Saturday on March 1st. Super Marcato Brothers, like they were on this bill along with a band called Karate Chop Silence that I hear is back together. They're not playing on this one, but they were on the bill that night. And there was a third band who I forgot who that was, but they pulled out. So I was like, well, we got Super Marcato Brothers. They're a video game band. Like, what? Let's do something weird. So we just put like NBA Jam on, like they had a projector at No Name.
Oh, cool.
And so we just did a halftime like NBA Jam, during the show, and then people could just play that. I mean, it didn't make any sense, but that was like part of the Radderdaze way, and so that's why I'm like, I brought it back awesome. for this, because I'm like, nice. Oh, Super Marcato Brothers are playing, so we're bringing back NBA Jam, but it's not going to be on the projector. It'll be on a tube TV.
Tube TV though, that's almost cooler. Like,
wow. Yeah, it's the way that's meant to be done.
Right, exactly. Very cool. Wow, holy buckets. So like, so Radderdaze, first Saturday of the month usually, right?
Yes.
And then. But it sounds like it's more than just music, and you usually have like about 3 bands or so per show?
Yep. It's usually 3. We've had 4. We've had like 2 in Super Nintendo.
Cool.
I would say it's even happened. I'm not sure if there's ever been a 1-band bill, but I'm pretty sure there has. And there has. And then I like to incorporate some weird things from time to time. So, we've had an Elvis impersonator.
Nice.
And that went over very well because everybody loves Elvis.
Right.
And we've had VHS directed like dance workouts where people work out to some VHS videos.
No way.
And we had I remember like a kid band. They're all like 12-year-olds. So it's like, I forgot how
way.
I think that was legal, but like we got it. They didn't get any drinks, so
cool.
like they played though,
right?
And that was cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. Oh my God, I love that. Now wait a minute, I have questions now, man. Okay, so the kid band, that's super cool. Is that like, were those kids from town here? I'm assuming.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember how that all transferred. Like, so they just they really wanted to play. And I remember they came to I can't remember if that was Ed's No Name Bar days or No Name Bar days, and it might have like someone I think came to me. It's like because they knew Radderdaze. It's like, well, I told them like maybe like would you be into something? I'm like, oh, I'd definitely be into if I can, if you allow me to have this kid band play then I definitely so. And that's I like to put on like, especially if it's a local band, I like to be like the first stop. Like it's the local band, like their first show. I want to be that, and especially if they're like, it sounded like for this band, it was like their first show entirely out of their like parents' basement, or something. So,
wow, dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, I bet they were thrilled.
They're already smug.
No way.
No, I just kidding. No,
that would kind of be cool too.
Yeah. That would be,
like, whatever.
Because now, actually, like these kids are watching YouTube video tutorial. Like, actually, these kids are getting way too good. It's like I'm a little ashamed of myself when I see some. Yeah, it's like some 15-year-old who can like rip solos. And I'm like,
right.
And I pretend I don't like it, but really it's just because of my own insecurities. But
I can relate, man. But you know what? I remember I saw a show last summer. It was Joe and Jet, but that guitar player, man, literally 2-note solos. And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So you know what? YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you got to love the the 2-string solos. That's always good.
Yeah, totally. And then I got to rewind a little bit, man. You said something about workout tapes. Like what?
Yeah.
Like Jane Fonda, is that what we're talking? Like Richard Simmons
like
type,
that, like 80s.
Like jazzercise.
Yes, it's like that kind of stuff.
Leotards and stuff.
Just a guy, his name's Sean Duffy. He just has, he has a little, we're both like, fond of that kind of, the old video tape, like found footage type stuff. And so he has just a little, little production that he does where he plays the tapes and then he directs the workouts with the people at the show. And he's one of those, Winona centric characters, one of the many,
Dude, that sounds fascinating. And maybe tiring. I don't know. Like, did people get up and do?
Yeah, they were working out. They were doing it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, That wouldn't be a bad, you could do like Saturday morning with energy drinks or whatever, or smoothies or something.
Yeah, this is workout. Saturday night
with beers.
Yeah.
But still, that's still fun too. Totally different, but man, wow. I don't know if I could do that, but it would certainly be fun to watch. It's certainly fun to like experience. Like, wow.
Oh yeah, it was very. So it was an interactive time for sure.
Right. I love it. And interactive with the. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the game now. With the Super Marcato Brothers.
What game?
Oh my God,
NBA Jam.
NBA Jam. There you go.
Yes. Yeah. So NBA. Oh, and I forgot to mention Krampus. He's rumored to be. He's going to be, roaming around the bar and kind of. I don't know, doing what Krampus does.
Right.
Because he has. There's a Krampus ball that's also a Radderdaze event that happens. Closer to Christmas and. So, but he's going to show up for this too, and he's going to be, passing out goodies, some Radderdaze merch, and I don't know what other kind of things that he does, but we'll find out, I guess.
Right. Cool. Oh my God. Cool. Super cool. All right, well, let's play some tunes for folks. I'm here with Todd Hansen tonight. He puts on Radderdaze, and it is the 10-year Raddiversary of Radderdaze next weekend. That's Friday and Saturday, February 28th and March 1st. There's going to be 10 bands to commemorate the 10 years. And this next tune here is from Fernando Mendoza and Georgie, and it's called Playground. And you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL.
Yo, never really thought I'd amount to nothing until I hopped up on a bike just to cause a comeuppance, and never expected to be disrespected in the limelight for cussing. It's been hard to remember since I had those concussions. Yo, I'm back like Jansport, packed full of skunk and passports, flying off the handle once I hit light speed. Might be better off soaring on eagle's wings so I can have a perspective of a bird's eye view. But my third eye knew that my destination resides in you. Yo, deep in your vascular system, more calculated, passionate rhythm. Score a certain story with it like a character missing. Yo, I stomp on the floor, just tell him come and get it. Come and get it, we'll come and get it. We'll come and get it, we'll come and get it. This is what we do, this is what we love, and this is how we do. And we'll be jamming even when we hit the sky, when we're dead, gone and through. Yo, this is what we do, this is what we love, and this is how we do. And we'll be jamming even when we hit the skies, when we're dead, gone and through. Well, hey Georgie, how you doing this autumn? What, I've been better since this last August. Yo, I got my legs back and a gear off smoke, so I guess I could say I'm pretty awesome. And I'm flossing the hinges so I can perform a better scriptures. I level-headed, embedded in a soot. I wish upon a star till I got back to my roots.
You have to understand how things are up here.
Collapse on the hook, and when I went fishing from the moon, I throw a lasso around it and drown out the transient ambiance. Yo, I hear from up here, you could be whatever you want. I'm being used for the world and order a new reception for satellite enhancement. Deporting from Minnesota to California and back just to miss the landing strip. This is for the birds who inspired this mix. Hats off to thee, and all in all is R.I.P. And all in all is R.I.P. and hats off to thee. So this is what we do, this is what we love, and this is how we do. And we'll be jamming even when we hit the skies, when we're dead, gone and through. And this is what we do, this is what we love, and this is how we do. And we'll be jamming even when we hit the skies, when we're dead, gone and through. When we're dead, gone and through. I feel like we should just ride out.
That was Playground by Georgie and Fernando Mendoza, produced by Fernando Mendoza. Georgie is the voice you hear there. And we have both of them on the phone with us tonight. Guys, how's it going?
I'm doing really good.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Excellent, excellent. So you guys are playing the Raddiversary, 10-year Raddiversary. So it's a 10-year anniversary of Radderdaze. It's happening next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. So you guys have both played Radderdaze in the past, right? Can you tell us a little bit about your history? Do you have a story about playing Radderdaze or anything like that?
George, you could go first if you'd like.
Yeah, so I guess I would say the first memory I have over at, it used to be Ed's No Name, but now it's No Name Bar.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't per se a Radderdaze, but it was pre-Radderdaze maybe. But I know I played one of the very first. It was like 2019. It was probably like 3 years, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, that was a good time. That was the first time I ever showcased any of my rap stuff or anything like that. And yeah, it was a good time, good people, just good memories.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, it's a cool tune here too. And you guys did, so you guys collaborated on this tune, with Fernando producing and Georgie. Georgie, did you write the song then and Fernando produced? How did it all come together and what did you guys do in it?
Yeah. So, me and Fernando, we've been working on a lot of music together for about, I would probably say about close to 3 years, right, Fernando?
Yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
It was almost 4 years now.
4 years now. Yeah, and I've always known Fernando through rapping, through Lavender Project when he was introduced into the band.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, so there's a history there too as well. And like, just always hung out, did a lot of freestyling together. And he always said that he was making a bunch of beats, and it's like, hey, let's try something out. And then we just been going back and forth trying to work something out, and then we did a little small project that just happened to be done. It's just only like 4 songs. These 2 songs that you're going to hear on the radio are part of that.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah.
And then, so
Yeah.
how many tunes you said? 4? Or
Yep, just 4 songs.
Okay.
Yep. It's
Sweet.
about like 14 minute like little project.
Right. Where can folks go to hear it if they want to hear more?
They can see that on YouTube.
Okay.
Georgie, Songs for Clipped Wings, produced by Fernando Mendoza. We're going to work on getting it onto more platforms and stuff like that later on. So
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So look you guys up on YouTube, Georgie and Fernando Mendoza. Awesome. Todd, do you have any cool stories about these two, or maybe it's something incriminating? Or,
Oh yeah, well,
you know?
yeah, I've probably both. But I mean, I'm thinking because I used the image in some of the Raddiversary promotion, but there was a show. I mean, it's always I usually have them like on any bill. It seems I usually like put them on at the end because they have like a lot of energy, and it's always like they're a great closer, and they're actually they're the closer on the Friday night, the first
Nice.
night of the Raddiversary, and so they're usually at the end. So it's funny. So I only have by that time I feel like I have a hazy recollection of what I'm like. So I remember like the most important moments, but there's always tons of energy, and it was funny that there was even tons of energy based on I'll go back to this photo I was talking about for the promo, which is it's always great to talk about a photo on the radio because
Right, I
know
know.
it's a very visual medium, but this photo features like it's when Georgie had like he's a skater too, and I think that's how you broke
it
your
was a car accident.
Oh, it had nothing to do with
Yeah.
skating that time. Okay,
Yeah.
well then, hey,
I wish it was a skateboard accident.
yeah,
but
that
no,
would be
it
a
was
lot
car
better.
accident.
I don't mean to, bring up old wounds then, but I mean, it made for a good photo op at least.
Right,
And
right.
it was great to see someone perform, like in a wheelchair with like a full leg cast,
right.
but still like conveying all this energy. Like, how do you get people off their feet when he can't even stand, So it's like, it was,
Yeah.
and then Fernando was up there too. So, and it was a really good time. Like, I just, it's a very memorable moment to me.
Right. I don't know why I just handed you the photo as if it like would help
Oh,
with
yes,
the
yeah,
memory.
that's-
I was like, oh, here's your notes. Like,
Yeah, thank you. Looking at this photo now, yeah, it does. I'm almost right back there.
nice. Well, and I mean, Georgie, you could tell a story. You could like make up a story that's different, like and maybe you might want to make a different story every time about what happened in that picture.
No, trust me. I've been working on it.
Oh, okay.
If anything,
Cool.
maybe working on a little small joke.
Right. You ever go skydiving, your chute doesn't open, and you live? Well, here's a picture. It happened to me. You could do that. Yeah.
A little cliche, but maybe.
Well, sure. Okay, fine. You know what, Carl, ruined my dreams of bass synth, and now you hate my stories. That's fine. That's cool, though. Whatever. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you, Georgie. It's your fault. Well, guys, thanks for being on the show, and can't wait to see you guys. So these two Yahoos are closing out the night on the first night, Friday night?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Cool. So, Radderdaze. It's a 10-year anniversary. We like to say Raddiversary, right, of Radderdaze. It's happening at No Name Bar next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. That always screws me up because I don't know. I know it's the last day of February, but then I'm like, how many days are in February? Nobody knows the answer to that question, I don't think. So, or at least as far as I know. I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to keep thinking that.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
You can say a couple. We'll let you say 2 or 3.
I was going to say, I want to perform on Friday. It's going to be my birthday, so I'm super pumped for that.
No way. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So I could have chose to be with my family, but I decided to be No Name. I'm just joking. No, I'll probably do both. But
right.
It's your other
I
family.
just want to say, Todd's awesome. So he put me on for a while. So I'm super pumped about that. So I really thank Todd for doing that, and getting me a crowd and some fans out in Winona. So I appreciate Todd for that.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. How old are you going to be?
I'm going to be 28, so it's going to be my golden birthday.
Nice. There you go. 28 on the 28th. Yeah. Cool, man.
And so I will say then, since it's his birthday, usually he has a shot of tequila for me, but this time it will be on it will be on me because
I hope so. And it better not be off a plastic bottle, please.
No, it won't be. What's that, like Montezuma or I don't know what the
Right. No, it's
it'll be a good one because I'm mostly known for buying the, not that I wouldn't call myself cheap, but I mean I'm just I find value, but I'll splurge this time.
Value, I like that. That's the way to think about it.
No, it's going to be very special though. Me and Fernando are going to throw down hard. It's going to be awesome.
Very cool. I love it. And Fernando, you are also in Lavender's project. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Lavender Project. Yeah,
awesome.
Correct.
Awesome. Wow.
Yep.
So, man, there are some killer folks in this show. Really good stuff here. This is going to be a good one. Well, cool, man. Thank you guys for being on the show. Like I said, looking forward to it. And wow, there have been a lot of promises made here in this show too. We'll see what happens. So all right. Yes. Thank you guys so much. And I guess we'll see you there.
We'll see you there. Yeah. We're pumped. Thanks.
Peace and much love.
All right. Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
So Todd, now we have Carl on the air from Super Marcato Brothers. Can you tell me a little bit about having Super Marcato Brothers, booking them at Radderdaze? Do you guys have any fun stories between the two of you for that?
Well, really, I mean, they only played one Radderdaze show, but I have a lot of history with Carl. I mean, we probably shouldn't go into that because that's not really appropriate. Right, Carl? Yeah. So, I mean, there might be a story to mine from this, but like we were in a band for a long time, but that has nothing to do with Super Marcato Brothers. You and Carl were? Yeah.
Cool.
He's also a drummer. I mean, he's a multi-talented. I mean, I'm a one-dimensional person. I do one thing, and then he does a lot of things.
Okay. Fair enough. So, how long has it been since Super Marcato has played Radderdaze?
Dang.
2017 was when we played, which seems like a lifetime ago. So I guess that was just about 2 years into Todd doing the series. But that was a long time ago.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
And are you excited to come back, Carl?
So excited. Yeah. Winona's very special to me. I went to WSU and had a lot of formative, really memorable experiences at No Name, even back when it was called something else. Right. Both playing there and just going to shows there. And so for me, it'll be very special to be back there. We have great memories of that show in 2017. and I have great memories of many shows there. So yeah, we're really stoked to be back. Really grateful that Todd asked us to be part of this anniversary. It's really cool. And yeah, we're probably going to be the weirdest band of the weekend. So that's a guarantee, folks.
You guys should maybe put out trophies like weirdest band, best dressed band. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it is tough to be the weirdest band of a Radderdaze bill.
Right,
So,
right.
but yeah, they might be able to do it.
Well, let's check out.
I say that based on describing our band to people, the faces that we would get. I mean, I can't imagine anyone else having a face like that of confusion and perplexing face. So yeah, that's why I say that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Well, let's give folks a taste of it here. We'll play a tune here. We've got Carl on the line from Super Marcato Brothers, along with a bunch of other guests. Todd Hansen is here from Radderdaze, and we're talking about the Raddiversary that's happening. It's the 10-year anniversary of Radderdaze, and the big celebration happening next weekend. It's going to be February 28th and March 1st. That's a Friday and Saturday. 10 bands over those 2 days, and Super Marcato Brothers is one of them. So here's a tune from Super Marcato Brothers. This is Beginning right here on The Sound on 89.5 KQAL. So that was Beginning by Super Marcato Brothers, and we have Carl from Super Marcato Brothers in the studio with us tonight. We also have Todd Hansen, who puts on Radderdaze down at No Name Bar, and it's the 10-year Raddiversary of Radderdaze, and so there's a big celebration next week with 10 different bands over 2 days. It's a Friday and Saturday, February 28th and March 1st. Going to be a really good time, and Super Marcato Brothers is one of the bands that's going to be there. So Carl, that first tune was kind of that books along. There's a lot going on.
It's
in that
a rocker.
Kind of frenetic.
It's frenetic, one of the hardest pieces I think for us to play, and when we can actually get it to happen live, it is quite a rush to get that to happen. And that's really the case with a lot of the music that we play. Is it was never intended to be performed live. It was made on these computers in the 80s and 90s, and now we're trying to actually play it live, and we do our best.
That's cool. What is your live setup like? Like, you got a couple computers up there, a couple keyboards. Like, how do you do this?
Yeah, we do have one laptop that we used, as part of the MIDI controller. But basically, I would call our band like synth, rock, fusion, VGM. So we have 3 keyboards, bass, and drums.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's really hard to do that rocking stuff without having a guitarist. But that was kind of part of the challenge and part of what excited us at starting the band. So yeah, it's very nerdy stuff, but we have a good time with it.
I love it. That sounds really cool, man. That sounds really cool. 3 keyboards. So 3 keyboards. So is that 3 keyboard players as well, right? 3 people.
So I play a full size keyboard, and then my brother Will has the dual synths. One is a mini synth, and then he has a MIDI controller. And on the MIDI controller, he can actually get original system sounds. And so if we're doing a Super Nintendo track, we might sneak in some of those samples in there. If we're doing a Sega Genesis track, we might sneak in some of that FM synth in there. So that's part of the nerdy fun of our band as well.
Yeah, super cool. Super cool. And then I'm guessing the bass has some cool, like, fun effects that it's running through.
Bass keeps it pretty simple. What we wanted to do with the band is have that duality. So the bass and the drums are, bringing that real, authentic rocking performance, and then with the other elements, it's definitely it's definitely synthy and there's some fakiness to it. So we just wanted to bring that authenticity with the bass and drums. So he keeps it pretty straightforward. Marty's a great player, but yeah, he's kind of a no frills guy. So yeah, he only maybe has 1 or 2 pedals.
Oh, okay. That's cool. That's fair. I got excited. I used to play bass, and I for a time there I was very into different synth pedals. So
we could have gone down that rabbit hole, but we figured that there's already so much crazy sounds happening on the keys. Like let's just keep it a little more simple when it comes to the bass and the drums. And I think that balance is pretty fun for us.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You crushed my dreams, but that's probably a good idea for you guys. So,
sorry.
No, that's fine. Well, let's play another tune. We have Museum queued up. We're talking right now to Carl from Super Marcato Brothers. Also in the studio with us is Todd Hansen. He puts on Radderdaze. It's the 10th year anniversary, or Raddiversary rather, of Radderdaze, and that's happening next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. There's going to be 10 bands over those 2 days, and it's going to be a great time. Super Marcato Brothers is one of those bands, and this is one of their tunes, Museum, and you're listening to it on The Sound right here on 89.5 KQAL. That was Museum. That's by Super Marcato Brothers. And Super Marcato Brothers are going to be playing the Raddiversary, the 10-year Raddiversary, next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. There's going to be 10 bands over the course of those 2 days. And we have Carl in the studio with us from Super Marcato Brothers. Todd Hansen is here. He puts on Radderdaze. And we've got a bunch of other artists on the with us tonight, too. We'll get to those as well. Carl, thanks so much for being with us, and can't wait to see the show. Yeah, can't wait to see the show. Todd, do you have anything else to say to Carl, or before we let him go?
Well, yeah, before you go, Carl, hopefully, I think you still owe me like $5 from back. That was like the drumming days, like not from the. And then also, I'm hoping that you'll go double or nothing with me on NBA Jam 4-player tournament, because we're also going to have that at the Raddiversary. We're going to have some Super Nintendo 4-play NBA Jam, and as the video game band, I wouldn't think you would back down
Todd,
from that.
I prefer if it was Sega Genesis, but that's a guarantee. I will be playing some NBA Jam with you.
Okay.
Even if it has to be Super Nintendo.
Did Genesis have a 4-player multi-tap? I don't know if they did, so I don't know.
I can't remember. It was so long ago.
That
Todd.
means it's inferior. I don't know, but no, actually, I'm a Genesis guy. I just have to. I know that's really, that's the way to push Carl's button. If you say anything bad about Genesis, he really takes that personally.
I have no ego attached to my SNES NBA Jam skills, so I am happy to lose to you, Todd.
All right.
Sweet.
I'm going to be on fire.
There is a challenge has been laid down, man. It's on. All right. So there's not only Radderdaze next weekend, but there's going to be a throwdown.
Yeah. Yep. We'll have like NBA Jam on an old tube TV, the CRT TV.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Right?
I'm trying to figure out a way to lock it down because it's like now this is it's like now it's a vintage system that I'm like I got to find a way to somehow lock that down so some kid's not just running out the door. I know no one's going to run out with the TV. No one wants that, but
right. Or wants to carry it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would actually applaud someone if they stole the TV and ran out because that would be
definitely they earned it at that point, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, Carl. Thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's play some more tunes for folks. I'm here with Todd Hansen. He puts on Radderdaze down at No Name Bar. It's a 10-year anniversary, so it's the Raddiversary this year. And this all goes down next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. That's a Friday and Saturday. 10 bands over those 2 days to celebrate 10 years of Radderdaze. This next band we're going to play, Beet Root Stew. So they were local favorites. They've been around for a long time. Do you have any stories? Anything juicy on them?
Yeah. I mean, well, they've been around since 2006, 2005, maybe. Right. I've heard both because it's hard to know, because you have to get it from one of them. And I think there's been more members in that band than any Winona band that I know, or actually most bands. Because Joe Tatey, who is now in it, was telling me. And I forgot what the number was, but he gave me the list changed depending on which member has the list because they forget who they bring up. But there's always at least like 6 people on stage at any show, and then they always add people in there. And I feel like most musicians in town have been in Beet Root Stew at some point. Yeah, which actually I haven't, which I'm a little bit, I don't know if it's, if they're purposely, like if they just forget to send me the memo, but
well, maybe this weekend is your chance. Yeah, maybe this is, Well, that's interesting. That is super cool. Yeah, they've been around for forever at this point, right? Well, let's go ahead and play a tune. This is Beet Root Stew. We're here talking with Todd Hansen tonight and a bunch of different artists that are playing at Radderdaze at the Raddiversary. It's the 10-year anniversary. It happens next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. And this next tune here is from Beet Root Stew, some local favorites. This is their tune, Good Trade, and you're listening to it on The Sound on 89.5 KQAL.
flowing oh so fast like those rivers in the spring. I'm not sure quite where I'm going, but I damn sure know where I've been. It's just nice so to be here in Boats and Bluegrass with my friends. And I know one thing about my life. I know that I'm gonna have a wife, maybe a family. I've been thinking about starting me a family tree. That's what's next for me. I've been thinking about starting me a family tree. Driftless, yeah, that's the life for me. Where the smallmouth and the trout and the sturgeon, they run free. Get a canoe, float a river, and see what there is to see. Just drive till that road runs out, and maybe you will find me. Well, I know one thing about my life. I know that I'm gonna have a wife, maybe a family. I've been thinking about starting me a family tree. That's what's next for me. Only time will surely see. what's next for me. I've been thinking about starting me a family tree.
That was Good Trade, and that's from Beet Root Stew from right here in Winona. And Beet Root Stew is playing at Radderdaze at the Raddiversary next weekend. It's a 10-year anniversary of Radderdaze. It goes down February 28th and March 1st. It's a Friday and Saturday next week. And I'm here with Todd Hansen, who puts on Radderdaze, and we're talking to some of the musicians that... or we talked to some of the musicians, rather, earlier in the show that are playing Radderdaze. So, Todd... boy, there's a lot to talk about with Radderdaze, I guess. You know, I didn't realize like the uniqueness of the history behind it, and you know, from video games to workout tapes to like
there's
holy
been a lot
buckets, man, and the variety. Excuse me. The super cool thing is the variety of music that you book down there. You know, how did you like? First of all, how did you get into doing this, you know, booking these shows? But how do you find such variety, and how do you hook up with all these artists, you know?
Well,
I mean, you don't have to reveal trade secrets or anything like that, you know, but like...
Well, I guess, I mean... Well, I feel like now I've been playing in bands longer than I haven't been playing in bands, which is kind of weird to think about. But, so, I mean, you meet some people... Or at least I do. I'm like usually I'm the one that, you know, the other bands like, or the other people in my band will want to, you know, go to sleep or something, and I'm trying to see who's still awake, you know, and like what's, so I'm trying to meet the people, and so I mean that's how I come across some of these bands. Some of it, you know, will just be very, you know, like say a guy like Count Spookula who's on this thing on Saturday. You know, he's from Transylvania. Like, so how do you meet a guy like that?
Right.
That was just someone said, I think you might like this guy, Count Spookula. And sometimes it's as simple as someone knowing that you might like something like this,
cool.
and then they'll bring it to me. But as far as how it started, it was near the end of the Ed's No Name Bar days, and you know, that place was like almost like a church for me, you know, like it was like, and for local bands, it was just so important. It was like, it's the one, you know, it's like the venue, you know, the one that has an actual sound system, and it's like, it's just and then a bunch of bands from the cities know too. There's a great reverence for just the room.
Right.
And so, but it was near the end where I think, you know, Ed was probably, I think he was just kind of, he was about done, you know, like he was tired, you know, and like he just, I could tell he was at that point, he kind of, you know, he was just, if people would email him, like he'll book those people, I think, you know, but I kind of saw that, and I was just like, cause he would book just like, he brought so many cool bands in there, but at this was the point where he was dialing it in, I felt, and so I was like, hey, you know, would it be cool if I just did a monthly thing, you know, just call it Radderdaze, and just like, he's like, yeah, go ahead, you know. And so I just started doing that. You know, I never wanted to be the booker or anything like that, but it was more just to keep stuff weird and like alive. And so, and then he, you know, long behold, like not too long after that, he sold the bar to some friends because he knew how special the place was. He was over, I think, being the one there, but he knew that like what he made was such a cool place, and that, you know, someone that the next people that would get it would carry on that tradition. And I like that it's different, but like the spirit is still the same. Like, you know, he sold it to his friends, and Brian and Cynthia like are doing a heck of a job, and they, for some reason, I don't know, like why I said, hey, would it be cool if I just kept doing this Radderdaze thing, expecting like, well, you know that's nice and all, Todd, but now we're probably gonna have to pass. But they let me. Right. So
cool.
Yeah. So then it just kept going because, you know, it's still the same logo. It's still No Name Bar. Like, I mean, it's different, but it's the same. You know, it's like it has the same spirit, as I say. So like that's, you know, why I kept doing it why I guess it's still going. But but then I'm like I realized that it was 10 years. I'm like, oh man, that's a long time. I should probably do something like,
right,
celebrate it or something.
So how did that idea come about? Just to do the 10-year anniversary? Was it just like you just said, like you all of a sudden realized? Like,
yeah, I realized, and I'm like one of these, I'm a nostalgic person,
sure.
so
Yeah.
I'm like, it would be fun to get, especially some bands that haven't played in a while, that like Beet Root Stew,
Right.
and just like ones that were there at the beginning.
Yeah.
Bring them back, and but then also like some bands that like Count Spookula that I brought, like he's a more of a newer addition to Radderdaze, but he fits right in with you wouldn't maybe see him on any other night than a Radderdaze, but everybody loves him, even if you're not into Halloween or being
Right.
scared, or a guy with a pumpkin head, like you still like Count Spookula.
Yeah.
And so, Radderdaze is just kind of usually ends up it's always going to be fun, but there's nothing that you can really count on other than it's going to be rad. That's thus the Radderdaze, but
Right.
like there's no genre you could expect or any kind of like consistency to what it would be. Is basically the whole thing. Other than there's always going to be like poorly drawn Sharpie drawings of the bands on the flyer.
I love the flyers.
And the logo. Yeah, well, thanks. I never. Most bands do, but there's a couple of times where like someone will be like, "Who drew these?" And I'm
No
like,
way.
and I almost don't want to say it's like, but then I'm like me. It's like that doesn't look anything like me. I'm like, well, yeah,
Yeah, well,
And the sad thing was, I was actually an art major, but I mean, that's why I switched to, I needed a computer, I'm a graphic design.
right,
I was
right,
like,
right.
I never championed myself an illustrator or any kind of, well, I was gonna say Vincent Van Gogh, but I mean, I guess his didn't really look like the people necessarily either.
Right, yeah,
Who's
exactly.
Chuck Close? That's
Okay,
a good.
like
that's
someone realistic.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
And then I can flex on my art history knowledge there, so I can.
There you
I'll
go.
I'll name drop Chuck Close, but
See?
I'm not Chuck Close.
Close.
Yeah, not even close.
Not even, right? Oh my God. I love the drawings. I think those are great.
Well, thank you.
And I was looking around as you're saying it, like, I don't know if I have one hanging up. Probably over there where I can't see, but, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, man, I love it. And you've mentioned Count Spookula a few times here. I think we should play a tune from Count Spookula. What do you think?
Oh, I definitely.
Yeah. And and that's one of the things, like the variety that you have going on, man, is like super cool, And I know we were talking off mic before about putting wildly different things together just to mix those crowds up and stuff. And I think that is fantastic. And this is a great town for that, because I think people are pretty receptive to that kind of thing here, which is super cool. As long as you don't, I guess, do a poor Sharpie drawing of them.
Right.
they're
Yeah.
fine. So, well, let's do it.
Not for the sensitive.
Right. I would love it. I'd be like, dude, that's cool. Looks nothing like me, and I like it like that. Cool. I prefer that kind of thing. Impressionistic, right? Maybe. I don't know. Is that an art thing? I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
an
yeah.
art. Yeah, I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
All right.
they're a little surreal.
Yeah,
They're a little surreal.
There you go. Surreal. Life is surreal, right? So
Yeah.
keep it surreal. They say. I think maybe they should. Anyway, let's talk more rock. Let's play some Count Spookula here, man. All right, I'm talking to Todd Hansen. He puts on Radderdaze down at No Name Bar, and this is the 10-year anniversary, so it's a 10-year Raddiversary. And 10 bands over the course of 2 days next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. This next tune is from Count Spookula. And this is called Vampire Thriller, right here on 89.5 KQAL.
See you sitting in the corner and you're looking so cool. Got 2 holes in your neck, got your arms crossed tight like you don't give a heck. So let your hair down, baby. your wings out, maybe. Oh, baby, you light my night on fire, the creature that I desire. Oh, baby, I know you're a vampire, the creature that I desire. Some sort of creep, cause I like the way that you hunt this club and you hunt my dreams while I'm trying to sleep. So let your hair down, baby. Spread your wings out, maybe. Oh, baby, you light my night on fire, the creature that I desire. Oh, baby, I know you're a vampire, the creature that I desire. You light my night on fire, the creature that I desire. Oh, baby, I know you're a vampire, the creature that I desire. Hit him with a vampire thriller. They say the count sold out, but I've never made the buck. They say the count sold out, well, I don't really give a fuck. Oh, baby, you light my night on fire, the creature that I desire. Oh, baby, I know you're a vampire, the creature that I desire. Oh, baby, you light my night on fire, the creature that I desire. In numero sapete, vai di
Oh, baby, I know you're a vampire, the creature that I desire.
Yes, so far, so like, yes, so far, so like.
That was Vampire Thriller from Count Spookula. And Count Spookula is one of the bands going to be playing Radderdaze Raddiversary. It's the 10-year anniversary of Radderdaze. That happens next weekend, February 28th and March 1st. And I have Todd Hansen, who books and creates Radderdaze, here with us in the studio. Yeah, all the way from Transylvania, right? It's Count Spookula.
Yeah, yep. Which I believe is in Romania, right? So
I think so. Yeah. So
I mean, I'm like, I don't like. Someone was already asking, like about the work visa and all that. I'm like, I don't really know. Like he's pretty mysterious. Like I don't have all the answers for you there, but that's where he's coming from.
I don't think he probably doesn't come through customs. He comes in a coffin, right? I would imagine that's how he travels.
I've heard that, but yes, I'm not. I can't really. Yeah.
Well, good stuff. Anyway, man. And then you are in. Well, you're in several bands in town, but you're in the Ultrasounds, and you guys are playing as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. So I mean, these days I'm really only in one band, and it's not the Ultrasounds, but so this is kind of almost like a
reunion.
Yeah. I mean, but we never broke up. We're like, it just life happened, and the pandemic happened, and Courtney, who's our bass player, is in the cities, and she had a kid like during pandemic. So it was just like, I mean, it's always awesome, like when we like get back together to play, and cool. That's like no one wanted to end it. Like it just kind of, we just weren't able to do it as much. Yeah.
So it's still there, right?
Yeah.
So now you guys do reach outs, right?
The reach outs.
Band you're talking about, yeah. So, which is very similar.
Well, it's
in members, right?
three-fourths of the Ultrasounds, but it's
Right.
weird. It's actually, I mean, it's not as similar as you'd think because Megan basically wrote all the songs in the Ultrasounds, and then I was just, I was bringing I'm making up my own guitar parts and stuff, but I mean,
Right.
it's really, they're Megan songs.
Right.
And then in the reach outs, they're all me. So it's like, they're way more straightforward and
Interesting.
like, they're
That's-
like pop songs, like 2 minute, like,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
4/4. They're not like, they don't all like, Megan's are very ADD and like, like I really like it. Like they're just, you never know where the Ultrasounds are going to go, like
Right,
where the song
right,
goes.
yeah.
So like, even though it's like 3/4 of like the same drummer, like it's just Amber is the drummer in both bands. Like,
Right.
it just, they're not very similar, strangely, but
Yeah, it's weird, and
Yeah.
and I noticed that too. Like they're two distinct sounds there going on, with some of the same people. So that's pretty cool. Well, you know what? We're gonna do this. We did this week, and like I said, we're talking about the Raddiversary. It happens next week. Let's do another one of these shows for next week. Sound good?
yeah.
Cool. I'm here with Todd Hansen tonight. We're talking about Radderdaze, the 10-year Raddiversary of Radderdaze, happening down at No Name Bar Friday and Saturday next week. It's February 28th and March 1st. And there's going to be 10 bands over the course of those 2 days to celebrate the 10 years. And thanks so much for being on the show, Todd. We're going to go out with an Ultrasounds song, Waste of Space. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and get your butts down to the show at Radderdaze. Can people get tickets in advance, or is it all at the door?
Yep. And you can, I mean, basically if you're buying online, Radderdaze.com, you can find the ticket link there. And I mean, if you're buying pre-sale, you're going to save like $10, I guess. So there's
wow.
the online fee, because you could buy it at the door, like each night, is $15 if you buy at the door. But you could just buy the $20 pre-sale that includes both nights.
Okay.
And then if you buy pre-sale, because, just like KQAL is a sponsor for it, Midwest Music Fest is, and there's going to be ticket giveaways for if you bought pre-sale, then you're entered into, like, you can win at the shows tickets to this year's Midwest Music Fest.
Oh, wow.
And then and just some like weird
little-
Radderdaze merch and stuff like that. And
cool.
I'll rummage around and in like my fridge, and like, if there's like just like some like unopened ham or like
Right.
I'll bring that. You can win. You'll win stuff if you buy pre-sale.
Very cool. Surprises, really cool.
Yes.
Not maybe prizes, but definitely surprises, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. I love it. So it's Radderdaze.com. You can get pre-sale tickets, or you can get them at the door, right? And it's $15 like per night at the door.
Yep, 15 per night, or 20 for both nights.
For both nights online. Cool. Awesome. Sounds good, man. Well, yeah, like I said, get your butt down to that show. It's going to be great. Next weekend, Raddiversary. And we'll do this again next week. So next Wednesday, you will suffer through Todd and I again, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be great, and you're going to love it. And don't tell me any different. So, all right, let's go ahead and play the tune. This is Waste of Space from the Ultrasounds, who are also playing the fest, or the Raddiversary. Can we call it a fest? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it's I was thinking like it's 2 days. Is it I don't know.
I don't know. It's a Radderdaze.
Yeah,
it's a Raddiversary.
It's a Raddiversary,
man. Yeah. Cool. Well, here it is, man. This is the Ultrasounds with Waste of Space, and you're listening to it on The Sound on 89.5 KQAL.
Sometimes I feel pressure to become ordinary. I burn my candle how I please. We'll go down to the river with some friends in a bottle of winter. Let's see where the night goes. I
Thanks again to Todd Hansen, Fernando Mendoza and Georgie, Super Marcato Brothers, Beet Root Stew, Count Spookula, and the Ultrasounds for joining us tonight on The Sound. To hear more from these fine artists, look them up on internet services such as Bandcamp or your favorite streaming platforms. For more deep dives into local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6, right here on 89.5 KQAL. You can also listen to past episodes of The Sound with extended interviews and exclusive content on your favorite streaming services. Find links at kqal.org. I'm Bill Stoneberg, and we've been talking about Radderdaze 10-year Raddiversary on The Sound. Theme music for The Sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.